Hello children, good to see you again. Today I am going to present with a new video on a new lesson. This lesson is very easy and interesting. It's about the evolution of transportation. To know the history of transportation, first I will have to tell you a story. So let us start with the early man's time. Since we have learned that they traveled from one place to another in search of food, they must have definitely walked on foot, miles and miles along, and even carried heavy loads on their back. Just imagine how tiring it must have been for them. Later on, they learned to tame the animals like horse and camels, and they started using these animals to ride on their back and travel far distance. But when they had to cross rivers and sea, they realized that animals cannot be used on water. Then they realized that if they used the logs of woods and joined them together, it can be used for sailing. But later on, this did not work for them, and they tried to change the shape of the boat by making a hollow cavity and changing the shape into a fish. This shape allowed the boat to move easily into water. Earlier, man started making use of animals to move the sledge. It happened once that they saw a log of wood rolling down the hill. They thought of an idea. They used the circular log and tied to the sledge. So they used it to pull the animals. But you know that animals do get tired. They could not cover up so much of distance. With this, the invention of the wheel brought about many changes in the life of man. The invention of the wheel started around 5,500 years ago. The human beings started building carriages to tie horses or camels. This allowed the people to cover more distance in a shorter time and also to carry heavy loads for transportation. Later on, the wheel brought about changes not only in the field of transport but also in other fields of life, like the spinning wheel, the potter's wheel, to draw water from the well, and the sailor's wheel. Later, the design of the wheel improved gradually. Then, in 1698, a major invention happened, something called as the steam engine by Thomas Savery. The source of the fuel was water and coal, which boiled the coal and the steam was produced. The first steam engine used was in 1804 for trains. Hence, later on, railroads and tracks were constructed. Then there were more improvement and development in the land route, which invention of the automobile started. The first automobile ran on the steam, then later on it ran on the fuel like petrol and diesel. The first steam engine ship which was invented was in 1918 and it was faster and quicker. Later on, even the sailing boats ran on fuels like petrol and diesel. So as man started inventing successful modes of transport, when land and water was tried, eventually they tried the skies. And as you know, the sky is always the first hot air balloon which was invented contained heated air and suspended beneath this was a wicker basket. It was used for carrying few passengers. Later on, there came the Wright brothers, who invented the first flying glider in the year 1903. This helped the innovation of aeroplanes to carry thousands of kilometers in few hours. Later, when fuel like petrol and diesel were discovered, automobile industry took a new turn, cars smaller and lighter, faster and quicker. Let us have a look at the latest technology, which is the fastest technology of today's century. They are the electric train, the bullet train, the aircraft and the aerospace. Let us look at the timeline of the transport. You can see right from 3500 BC to 2000 BC, the wheel was invented, boats were invented, and animals were used for traveling. Then in the 17th century, hot air balloon, the steam engine, and the two-wheel cycle was invented. Later on in the 18th century, we see more progress in the invention of vehicles, that is the steam locomotive and the motor cars. And the latest technology which you see is in the 18th and the 19th century with the aeroplane, the space shuttle and the mission which was taken to moon. So we see that the means of transport kept on improving as centuries passed by. Thank you children for watching this video. I'll be coming back soon with one more video and more interesting one. So for now, stay home, stay safe and take care. Bye.